Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk with you honestly and without embarrassment about something many older men notice but rarely discuss. If you're over 60 and you've experienced moments of climax where the pleasure is there, but little or no fluid appears, this conversation is important for you. Maybe it happened once and left you confused. Maybe it's been happening more often, and you've quietly wondered if something is wrong with you. I want to say this clearly right away. This is not a sign that your masculinity is disappearing. It's not a failure. It's your body sending a message, and that message can be understood. In the next few minutes, we're going to break this down calmly and clearly. We'll talk about why this happens, what it means for your health, and what options exist to restore confidence and peace of mind. Knowledge alone removes much of the fear. To understand what's changing, it helps to know how things normally work. Under typical conditions, several parts of your body work together in a very precise sequence. The testicles produce sperm. The seminal vesicles add most of the nourishing fluid. The prostate contributes protective fluid. All of this mixes in the urethra, and during climax, coordinated muscle contractions propel that fluid outward. It all happens in seconds, but it depends on perfect timing between nerves, muscles, and glands. And here's an important point many men never hear. Climax and ejaculation are not the same thing. Climax is a sensation created in the brain and nervous system. Ejaculation is the physical release of fluid. They usually occur together, but they are controlled by different mechanisms. That distinction explains why a man can feel normal pleasure, yet notice little or no semen. This experience is commonly called dry ejaculation. Many men describe it as an empty orgasm, and that description alone can create anxiety. But the sensation of pleasure means your nervous system is still functioning. The change is happening in the mechanical pathway, not in your desire or identity. One of the most common reasons for this is something called retrograde flow. Normally, a small internal valve closes tightly during climax, forcing semen outward. If that valve doesn't close properly, the fluid takes the easier path and flows backward into the bladder instead. The pleasure feels the same, but nothing comes out. A common clue is noticing cloudy urine later, because the semen mixes with it and leaves the body naturally. This can happen after procedures involving the prostate or bladder, from certain medications that relax smooth muscle tissue, or from nerve changes related to long-standing conditions like diabetes. When men understand this is a redirection issue, not a loss of function, the emotional relief can be enormous. Another possible cause is blockage. Most of the fluid volume comes from the seminal vesicles, which sit behind the bladder. If the ducts carrying that fluid are narrowed or blocked, production may be normal, but delivery is interrupted. Think of it like water flowing behind a dam. The source is there, but the exit is restricted. These blockages can form after past infections, inflammation that healed with scar tissue, or small stone-like deposits. Some men notice subtle warning signs over time, such as gradually decreasing volume, thicker fluid, or discomfort during climax. Because these changes happen slowly, they're easy to ignore until the absence becomes obvious. What matters most is this. None of these causes mean you are broken, weak, or less of a man. They reflect changes in structure, signaling, or flow, things that can often be evaluated and managed once understood. The good news is that many physical blockages can be addressed once they are identified. Infections can often be resolved, inflammation can be reduced, and in some cases, simple, minimally invasive procedures can reopen the pathway and restore normal flow. This is why awareness matters. What feels alarming at first is often a fixable mechanical issue rather than permanent loss. Another major factor that deserves attention is hormones, especially testosterone. This hormone is the primary driver behind male reproductive function. It influences desire, sperm production, prostate activity, and the function of the glands that create seminal fluid. When testosterone levels fall too low, the entire system begins to slow down. At first, the change may be subtle. A man might notice reduced volume or less force during release. Over time, other signs often appear. Desire may fade. Erections may feel less firm or less reliable. Orgasms may feel muted. Beyond intimacy, low testosterone can affect daily life, leading to fatigue, loss of muscle mass, reduced motivation, and changes in mood. These changes are often dismissed as just aging, but that assumption can delay real solutions. In many cases, the issue is a correctable hormonal imbalance. When hormone levels are restored to a healthy range, men often report improvements not only in semen volume, but in energy, confidence, desire, and overall quality of life. So far, we've talked about causes that are manageable, but it's also important to be honest. In some cases, dry ejaculation can signal something more serious. That's why context matters. Changes rarely happen in isolation. Certain growths in the urinary or reproductive system can physically interfere with semen flow. In these situations, dry ejaculation may be accompanied by other warning signs such as pelvic discomfort, unexplained pain, or changes in urine or semen color. Likewise, progressive nerve conditions can disrupt the communication between the brain and the muscles responsible for ejaculation. This is why timing matters. If dry ejaculation appears suddenly, worsens rapidly, or comes with pain, numbness, fever, or visible blood, it should never be ignored. These are signals that require prompt evaluation. Listening early can prevent far bigger problems later. Beyond the physical changes, the emotional impact cannot be overlooked. Many men equate ejaculation with vitality, performance, and identity. When it changes or disappears, self-doubt often follows. Anxiety creeps in. Confidence drops. Some men begin avoiding intimacy altogether, not because desire is gone, but because fear has taken its place. This emotional weight is real, and it is unnecessary. Pleasure, connection, intimacy, and masculinity are not defined by fluid volume. They are defined by sensation, presence, confidence, and health. A fulfilling, intimate life is still possible, and for many men, it improves once the confusion is replaced with understanding. The turning point is information and openness. When you understand that this is a physiological change rather than a personal failure, control returns. When you talk openly with your partner, intimacy becomes safer again. When you seek proper evaluation, uncertainty is replaced with direction. So here's the practical takeaway. Pay attention to changes in your body. Sudden or unexplained dry ejaculation deserves investigation. Manage chronic conditions carefully because blood flow and nerve health matter. Support your body with movement, nutrition, and proper rest. And most importantly, do not suffer in silence. Answers exist, and many men find relief once they take action. The absence of ejaculation is not the end of vitality. It is a signal. A message asking for attention, not fear. Understanding the cause, whether mechanical, hormonal, or neurological, is the first step toward clarity and peace of mind. Many men regain confidence, comfort, and joy once they know what's happening and what to do next. Your worth is not measured in milliliters. It is measured in health, awareness, and the ability to live fully and confidently at every stage of life. If this message helped you, share it with someone who might be quietly worried. Leave a like so this reaches more men who need clarity. And subscribe to the channel for more honest, practical conversations about men's health as we age. Now don't stop here. The next video on your screen explains one simple habit that protects prostate health and supports function naturally as you get older. Click it now and keep learning. Your future self will thank you.